Still love this boat. One of my favorite boats to drive. I had to go for it, RC drivers. Take a look at what I just got. A new Traxxas M41 Widebody. They were just running, or maybe it's still going, they were running a deal on this where you buy a battery, you get a battery pack for free with the purchase of the boat. And I had the old M41, which I have now given to my buddy Paul. He's got a pontoon boat. You got to keep the boat guys happy, right? To have the real boats. So anyway, it was time for me to get a new one. I like this a lot better than the Rockstar style, which was pretty cool. I mean, if you like the wild stuff. But in this video, I'm going to go unbox this in case you haven't seen it before, and then take it out for a drive. It is really hot out right now. I had to move over to the shade, but here it is, the M41 Widebody. It's a licensed DCB boat, the full-scale boat, super fast, and this one is really fast too, capable of going up to 50 miles an hour. I'm just gonna run it straight out of the box so you guys can see how fast it goes out of the box. But also included is the TQI radio system. You're also gonna find some tools and a boat stand inside the box, instruction manual of course, but check this boat out. Very cool looking boat. Catamarans, they get the air under them so they get up on top of the water, skate across, really fun to drive, and you do have to drive them. When you get into the corners, that's when any little choppy water could upset it a little bit, but man, the speed of these are just so much fun. I had fun with my old one, really looking forward to driving this one. They have 4 different liveries. I like the wild graphics. Some people like the solid colors, but I'm into the wild stuff, and I went with green this time. It's got a little bit of RC driver blue in it, but this green is definitely rocking. It's gonna look good on the shelf when I'm not using it. This one has the body clip that holds in the canopy. And they even have foam under the canopy. Very cool in case that blows off the dock or your boat when you're out driving it and when you're changing up batteries. There is the castle-based electronics. You've got a 540 XL motor. It is wrapped with a silicone sleeve for water cooling. Back to that speed controller, it is fitted with ID plugs, and that tray is removable, the electronics tray. You're gonna see the receiver box back there. That is water resistant, and then it's got the 2056 steering servo. The batteries go on each side of the hull. You can move their position depending on how you want to adjust the ride attitude of the boat. You know, throwing everything farther forward, it's going to make the boat stable. Moving everything back, it's got to get that front up out of the water, and that's when it's going to be a lot faster, but you lose some stability there. The hull is ABS, but you can see it's got this gray inner skeleton that helps firm everything up. Check out the bottom of the boat. It's got the ride pads in the back. These are adjustable by simply bending them. There is your aluminum strut, and it's got a stuffing tube with a flex shaft on the inside. Composite prop on these. Just a heads up on the running hardware, you're gonna wanna take the flex shaft out every once in a while, grease it back up just to make sure everything's lubricated properly. If you don't, it's gonna eat away at the nylon stuffing tube, and then your repairs are gonna be a bit more expensive. It has an aluminum turn fin on it, a single water cooling route. I kinda wish they maybe updated this at some point for a dual route, but nice stable aluminum rudder. It doesn't have a breakaway system on it, so that's one thing to note. You don't wanna hit anything with it that could possibly break this off. But the bracket for the rudder is aluminum. Nice steering tie rod rubber boot on that to help keep water out. But this is just proven to be a fun boat, and we need to see it run. So I'm gonna throw the new battery packs in that I got with that buy one get one free deal. Again, that was a limited run, so you may be catching this right at the end of it. If you do, jump on it. If not, you're gonna have to buy 2 3S LiPo battery packs for the boat and a charger as well. All right, let's go run it now. All right, guys, here we go. Get some run time in on this thing, and this is the best spot I could find. It's a really windy day, actually, but this Cove boat launch, it's got a small spot of just nice, calm water. A little worried about the weeds because they're coming up, but man, still love this boat. One of my favorite boats to drive. Just planted in the water. But definitely got to watch out for like windy situations. If it gets a little too choppy out there, you really have to drive the boat. Actually, I was at another spot and flipped it over. So that's something you need to look out for. A really drivable boat. I mean, even if you want to do reverse direction here, the turning isn't too bad. Back at the right turns, I mean, this thing just carves those corners. Man, look at that thing. Screams just echoing out of the cove here. I love when that prop gets out of the water. Really screams then. Yeah, we're getting a little edgy now. I know there's a lot of weeds over there. That's why I'm not going crazy. I know there's just tons of weeds in different spots, but wanted to give you guys a little show of this new boat I got. Well, new old boat. Oh man. Roll back on the throttle. One thing they tell you to do is kind of modulate your throttle, get some water through the system there, just to cool everything down. Love how it just plants itself in the corners. Killer. It's still an awesome boat. You know, I love driving the M41 before. This is basically the same boat, just some new graphics on it, but still a blast to drive. This thing absolutely rips on the water. I love the way it handles in the corners, and it's a pretty versatile boat. Again, reverse direction, it's manageable to drive. The only thing is you got to watch out. You got to have, you know, pretty calm water when you're driving a catamaran. And it's just part of the driving experience. Some people are like, well, why don't you just drive a V-hull? In case it flips over, you get a self-righting one. This doesn't have self-righting, but it's all about the driving experience, and wheeling a catamaran boat is just so much fun. When the air gets under the boat and you hear that prop spool up as it's riding on the top of the surface, very cool. It is possible to make some adjustments on this boat with the strut, the trim tabs, and even the weight bias, so you can tune the boat the way you want it to drive. Runtime with it is about 10 minutes, and you know, again, the question is like, what happens when the battery dies off? Well, it actually just drops to a lower speed, and as soon as you see that, you bring it to shore. And what happens if it flips over? Well, you either need a retrieval boat or a canoe or a fishing pole to go and get it. So again, that is one downside of a catamaran. The other side is they are a really fun driving experience. The two other things I wanted to give you guys a heads up on are the rudder and the prop. The prop is composite, so if you hit something in the water like a stick, it may crack. Luckily, they give you a spare inside the box. And then the rudder isn't a breakaway rudder, so just be careful where you're driving this. And if you're able to nab that deal, I don't know if it's still going on, where you get the extra battery that you're going to need for free, now's the time to go ahead and grab one of these. But I wouldn't steer you away from it. You can find links for this in the video description below.